Good morning to one and all. My name is Dr.M.V.Suresh Babu, Assistant Professor in Botany, Government Degree College, Rajampeta. Today we let us discuss the photoperiodism. This is the essential topic for the fourth semester students in the examination purpose. So photoperiodism, as we all know, different plants have variety of physical development and growth response towards the light, dark seasons, exposure to low temperature. These changes are also seen in animals and birds. Let's try and understand this concept. Photoperiodism is in more details. So, first, photoperiodism may be defined as the response of plants and animals to the length of the day and night. So, in this thing, you can see the photoperiodism is a derived from two Greek words. Photo means light, period means length. So that's why it is comes from Greek word photoperiodism. So the what is the photoperiodism means the relative length of day and night is known as photoperiodism. So some plants need to expose to sunlight for a particular duration of time to induce the flowering. This is the response behind the seasonal blooming of flower. For example, tulip flowers in spring and lily flowers in winter. So you can see the photoperiodism, actually flowering plants comprise of two phases, vegetative and reproductive. So under an appropriate photo period, plants switches from vegetative to reproductive phase, responding to this synthesis of flowering hormones. Its subsequent translocate to the buds. The effect of daily duration of light hours on the growth and development of plant, especially flowering, is called photoperiodism. So you can see it has a significant role in plants, this photoperiodism. For example, bud dormancy and control of vegetative traits and tuberization in plants, bulb formation and stimulants leaf fall in the deciduous trees, especially this season. You can observe the in our forest area, all plants they can leaf fall because of this photoperiodism can stimulate this leaf fall also, can segregation of some hormones for a dark carbon fixation in camp plants. Also you can see this significant role in the photoperiodism. So in this aspect, now you can see the discovery of this photoperiodism. This concept of photoperiodism was given by Garner and Allard of US Department of Agriculture Studies flowering in the these fellows are studied in the Maryland mammoth variety of tobacco plant in 1920. This Maryland mammoth variety was a single gene mutant tobacco that did not flower in the spring or summer like wild types. It only flowers when bring to the greenhouse in winter. This is the discovery aspect of this photoperiodism. So you can simply understand this control of flowering in this flow chart. You can see the change in a day length in photoperiodism. You can see photoperiod mechanism in the leaves. Whenever this expose this leaves to photoperiod, the you can see foragen hormones can segregate, the flower bud can stimulate to flower. This is the situation of schematic diagram of understanding of photoperiodism. You can see then classification of this photoperiodism. You can see simply we can this type classify these plants. There is a well defined critical duration. This critical duration is different from different plant. Based on the duration, plant can be categorized into three categories. These are the short day plants, long day plants, and day neutral plants. You can see this short day plants. These plants which require less exposure to light than its duration are called short day plants. For example, sunflower, rice, soybean, tobacco. You can see the next aspect in the long day plants. These plants which require more exposure to light than it is duration are called long day plants. Day is very long. For example, you can see radish, spinach, sugar beet, etc. Then come to the third aspect, that is the day neutral plants. The plants in which the flowering occur irrespective of the day lengths are called day neutral plants. This is simple, you can say DNP. For example, pear plants, sunflower plants, and tobacco. Based on this light duration, we can simply classify the three aspects, that is the LDP, SDP, and DNP. The SDP means it is the start day plants. NDP means you can see LDP means it is the long day plants. DNP means day neutral plants. This is the classification of this photoperiodism. Then you can simply understood this schematic diagrams. You can see the day length requirement of flowering in the three categories of plants. For example, short day plants, you can see day length less than 12 hours of flowering. In this period, these plants are flowering. That's why this is the short day plants. Long day plants, you can see day length more than 12 hours for flowering. So these are the long day plants. You can come to the day neutral plants. The day length immaterial than the 12 hours of flowering. So these are the no required of this day length. So this is the day neutral plants. The critical day length also can influence this flowering. So critical day length in the photoperiod required to induce the flowering. It's varies from species to species. For example, you can see xanthemum. This requires a critical day length of 15.5 hours. If the plant gets less than 8.5 hours of dark, it fails to flowering. The critical photoperiod must be accessed in the short day plants, should always be accessed in the long day plants. There is no relation with the total day length. So single photoperiodic cycle, when including flowering inductive cycle, its reflect is called photoperiodic induction. So this photoperiodism and flowering, you can see simple understood this diagram. This short day plants, you can see that the number one day length is very less. So and long day plants, you can see day length is very long. So these are the variation of you can understood of this short day plants. Photoperiodism can influence this flowering short day and long day plants. In the quality of light also very influenced this photoperiodism. The wavelength of light used to important. For example, color forward light wavelength greater than 700 nanometers. These short day plants are stimulates, but long day plants are reserves. But you can see red light, the wavelength is 670 nanometers to 680 nanometers. The short day plants inhibits, long day plants stimulates. This is the quality of light also can influence this photoperiodism. So dear student, you can understood based on this aspect the photoperiodism. You can write in your examination beautiful manner. Thank you very much. Seeing of this one.